With former President Trump embroiled in multiple legal battles, his fellow 2024 presidential hopefuls are working to try and close the massive gap with the GOP frontrunner.
Yeah, for more on this, we're joined by NBC News Digital senior political reporter Jon Allen. Hey, Jon, good morning. It's always good to have you with us. So this has been a race where other Republican candidates have struggled to gain ground on the former president. Right now, only one candidate is within 20 points of Donald Trump. That's Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. He just fired his campaign manager, though, and then there's also just been this mixed bag of responses that we're hearing from these candidates to what we're seeing go on with Trump. What should we read into what's happening with the DeSantis campaign right now?
Yeah, good morning, guys. I think the main thing to read into it is that Ron DeSantis can also read the polls. He can look at the budget for his campaign where they were burning through money. He decided that he was no longer comfortable with the campaign manager, Janera Peck, who was very close to his family. He was getting a lot of pressure from donors to do something. We saw him fire about 40% campus a few weeks ago. And so the writing was on the wall for Peck. I'm not sure why it took a few weeks to rip the Band-Aid off there, but it was pretty clear once he had to slim down his operation so much that there was going to be a big change at the top.
So, Jon, what kind of impact are all these shakeups having on DeSantis' donors right now?
It's interesting. It's a little bit of a mixed bag. They've been very disappointed with the way he rolled out his campaign. And so some of the donors were calling for Janera Peck to be fired. Other donors, I think, are a little bit worried about how he's fired people over the course of weeks. So it's turned into a multi-week news story at a time when he's trying to make up political ground, as you guys noted earlier. So a little bit of a mixed bag, but there was definitely pressure from some of those donors to change something.
Yesterday, Jon, former Vice President Mike Pence announced that he's met this $40,000 threshold to participate, donor threshold to participate in this month's Republican primary debate. That is going to bring the NBC estimate to 8 qualified candidates. What are you hearing at this point from the Pence camp? And is there any indication that former President Trump is actually going to take part in these early debates? What do we think at this point?
I mean, Savannah, all we've heard from the Pence camp so far sort of broadly is he's ready to join this debate. He believes that he is a conservative in line with the values of the Republican Party, certainly that Donald Trump found, and in part the one that Donald Trump made, but is at odds with Donald Trump on what is sort of the biggest issue facing Donald Trump legally, January 6th and the attempt to overturn the election. I think from the perspective of Trump, he's talked about this publicly. He does not see a real strategic advantage in debating people who are trailing him by so much. And at the same time, he's polling audiences everywhere he goes to ask whether he should go on the debate stage, and then calling them selfish when they want him to go on the debate stage, saying that they want to be entertained, as he did yesterday to stop in Windham, New Hampshire. So we'll have to see what Trump does, but he's given a lot of indication that he thinks it's strategically advantageous to him to stay away from the debate stage.
Jon, while we have you, we want to touch on some big news out of Ohio last night. The Associated Press is projecting that voters have overwhelmingly rejected that Republican-backed ballot measure that would have made it harder to enshrine abortion rights in the state constitution. It was essentially a proxy on the abortion issue. What does it say big picture as we head into the election next year?
Joe, it says that Ohio voters are not interested not only in banning abortion, but that they're interested in allowing a state constitutional amendment to go in that would protect abortion rights. You saw about a 15-point spread there. All it would have taken was a majority to require a 60% threshold for a constitutional amendment later. And instead, what you've got now is you're going to have a ballot initiative in November that, unless there's a seismic shift in Ohio voters, or millions of them move out of the state, or millions move in the next couple months, or next year or so, you're basically going to see, you're basically likely to see abortion rights win there later.
All right, Jon Allen, as always, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.